Okay, I promised to make a video about why David James Markets is better than all the rest, but it's really not the right question because I really should define what a broker is. I think you all know what a broker is really, but like you have an estate agent in England, in the US they call it a real estate broker, whereas they connect two people up and then they take a fee, and that's what a broker is. That's what David James Markets is. It's you you make a deposit, you then make a trade, and your money is put into the marketplace, ready. It's not held in the bank; it's put into the marketplace with all the liquidity providers because we aggregate different liquidity providers. And then when you place the trade, the money's there to take the trade. Whereas in the UK, they're basically casinos, but they're not licensed as casinos. They're market makers, meaning you give them the money sits in the bank. At least now the regulators have made them separate the money before they say, "Oh, thanks, that's mine now," and would spend it and then hope they get new customers in to if you made a withdrawal to pay your withdrawals. Really, it happened all the time. Um, and then you make their money, your money sits in the bank. You place a trade. Your trade doesn't go anywhere. It's you might as well just be writing it down on a piece of paper, but they have a record of it, digital record on their platform. But it doesn't go anywhere. And then when you lose, they take the money. Say thank you. If, for example, though, they do have like I would call a hybrid model where they still have access to put the trades to the marketplace. So let's say they had someone put in quarter of a million of buying quarter of a million of Apple shares or something. As it's a CFD, they then buy it in the real marketplace. So they tend to offset about 12%, seems to be about the average, and then 88%, which is nearly all of 90% plus of um, day traders and derivative traders, they expect to lose. In the long term, unfortunately, they do. And they encourage you to lose. They even all, this is how it really works, they even all use the same signal provider. Now, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to understand that if they make money from your losses, why would they all use the same signal provider that makes money for their clients? I actually checked them out years ago, about 10 years ago or more, I can't remember. And I tried to get their historical data. They said, "Oh no, we don't have that. We don't provide that." I was saying, "Well, surely if you're really good, you would keep records of it because it's so impressive." No, 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 we don't have that. They didn't want to talk to me anymore. So I kept a record of all of their FTSE 100 trades, and basically it was rubbish. So then I sort of thought, oh God, I'm a bit of a simpleton here. It's pretty obvious. It's not going to be any good, is it? Because they need to be losers. And I was just confirming it. So that's what really happens in the real world. David James Markets, on the other hand, does not have this 100% conflict with you. We have zero conflict of interest with you. We need you to make money. You make money, you will continue trading, and then we'll make money. It's that simple. We take zero risk. All the trades go to the marketplace, so we can't go bankrupt. Let me just explain this. Let's imagine it's a major broker in the UK, and they advertise a lot. So they say they get 1,000 new customers in, very inexperienced or new to the game, and they put in £3,000 each, which seems to be about the average. Normally, the average going about 10, 15 years ago, whatever, 15 years ago, used to be around about 3 months, days to 3 months, people would lose their money. There has been one good thing, though, where the FCA put the leverage down to 1 to 30, but it was pretty obvious what was going to happen. Everything went offshore. So if you're with a UK brokerage, for example, you think you are. If you have a leverage of more than 1 to 30, then you're not with the UK brokerage. You don't have any of that. You think you're protected by the FCA, you're not. If you make a complaint, people make complaints sometimes to London, and they say, to their London office, and they just say, "Why are you talking to us? You belong to our offshore entity." And then they think, oh, well, they're a big company. You're nothing to do with those UK companies. If you have a leverage of 100 to 1 or more, or 1 to 100, that they've pushed you over into the offshore entity. You have no protection in the UK. Very few people seem to understand that. So anyway, you've got 1,000 clients and everyone puts in 3,000. Now let's say, just for argument's sake, you get a signal from one of their signal places, and you do £10 a point on the Dow Jones, US 30. Doesn't matter whether you say you buy it, and it can drop 300 points an hour very easily. You can do more, a lot more. And so 300 points, everybody's wiped out. That's 1,000 people times 3,000, that's £3 million. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, they've got your money. They're very happy. If we did that with David James Markets, we would probably make up to about $4 a person. But there's expenses to come out of that yet. And then times 1,000, we'll make about 4,000 less expenses, running expenses. So basically, at the end of the month, nothing. But just say we make full 4,000 against 3 million. So you can see why they do it. But look at it this way. Imagine instead of them using one of their trading signal providers, they use mine. And mine, this is why we're better. But if everyone was on the same, everyone was a broker, the same as me, everyone would still come to me because my trading signals they make money. Now, let's imagine everyone took a trade and they made £1,000 each. There's 1,000 traders, and then they did another one for £1,000 each. That's £2 million. And then they said, right, let's take our money out. So they take out their deposits plus 2 million. Nearly all of the, except for the public limited, nearly all of them would be bankrupt. Really, because even if they're in the UK, it costs 750,000 for the main, which is there for protection for the market makers. Well, if they just lost 2 million and they've taken the deposits out, they'll basically be bankrupt. And let's say it was more than that. What I'm trying to explain is that they go bankrupt, but you don't get you'll get your deposit back, but the money you made you won't get. And it's all legal and legalized and protected by the FCA or any of the other regulators. It's nuts. It's crazy. They should all be shut down. Or reclassified as casinos. It's just, and then people know they go bankrupt, they've lost their money. Or they should do exactly what they should be, and they should be a broker and do what David James Markets does: zero risk, and all money goes to the liquidity providers, which is I have a huge pool of liquidity providers. Your money's never going to be safer than a place like that. It's simple. It's simple. Now, what? There was one more thing. Yes, we provide trade alerts. The trade alerts that we provide are truly the best in the world. The live trade alerts, the live trading is it started with 100K in October 12th or 13th, 2021, and today, we're first Friday in June, we just hit 590,000. So we're on target for making 800,000 by 12th of October. So it started with 100K. Year one at 100% will be 200,000, 200 to 400. Now we're looking for 800, and then next year 1.6 million, and then the next year 3.2 million. Next year 6.4. We're on track. We're on track for this third year, and it will suddenly grow massively. Nobody in the whole world offers this. Nobody. But David James Markets. There's also, this will be hard to believe, but it is true. We also have a pop-up where you can scalp, and they have a 99% win rate. But that 99% win rate sounds fantastic, but it's not as good as the live trades. Because the live trades you get the entry, you get the stop, and you get the take profit. Child can do it. Just gets the pop-up. It's very, very, very clear. And you set it on your computer, done. It's so simple. And then if it's hit, it says TP hit, or if stops it says stop it. It's that simple. And so everyone can track the results, and also there can be a live webinar sometimes, so you see the actual trading account and everything traded. But going back to the 99% trades win rate, that sounds impressive, but once you read all the rules, it has a very large stop. So when it loses a lot more than you're going to make, unless, of course, your entry is better than your stop. But that's why we're the best in the world. Don't forget, David James Markets, fund the account, and you'll get everything for free. Everything. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.